Welcome to the channel. This is Geauxgreddy and welcome to Honda Racing EMS Fastest Attack 2023 here on Gran Turismo 7. Now, why are we here? You might be asking. Well, earlier this year, March of 2023, Honda Racing took their 2022 Honda Civic Type R, put it on the Nordschleife in an attempt to set the fastest front-wheel drive lap time. And after they did it, they decided to challenge us sim racers on Gran Turismo 7 to see if we could beat that lap time. Well, challenge accepted. What Honda doesn't know is I autocrossed the 2019 Honda Civic, so I think I've got this front-wheel drive thing down. Can I beat that lap time set by a professional driver on the 22-kilometer Nordschleifer? Well, you have to stick around and find out. All right, here we go on to GT7. This is where we enter the challenge. You can see the time right there, 7-minute 44.841. Here's attempt number one in my rental Civic, and I go off the road and, well, I eat the barricade. So we jump right back on the horse and go for it again. And, well, this time we dip the right tires into the grass on the old attempt number two, and then head into the gravel trap, take a little beach vacation. Few attempts later, heading down through the fast, sweeping double apex left-hander. I try to let the car drift out, but it drifts out too wide, and, well, I find the barricade yet again. Now, if you do look up, you'll see my lap time is in red. That means it is an invalid lap because I went off the course, but I want to go ahead and finish, kind of get a starting point, figure out where I was, and it was at an 8:01, which means I needed about 17 seconds to beat the world's fastest time in a front-wheel drive car. And I was not deterred. No. On attempt number 8, I'm feeling really good here. Heading through the fast, sweeping double apex left-hander. And, yeah, I went off track yet again. But I was feeling like I was doing a little bit better on this lap, so I went ahead and drove it out just to find out what my time would have been. It would have been at 7:55. We have knocked 6 seconds off of our lap time. So, well, we go yet again and again. And through the carousel on lap number 10, I make it alive. So good job there, Ole Greddy. Like I said, I know these front-wheel drive cars, folks. I know them. So we go through the little carousel, come out there alive, and I still got a valid lap time as we head to the end of the long straight through the fast S's. Getting towards the end, can I stay alive here at the very end of that long straight, going down the gears into third, coming out through the end, head down through the right-hander. Can we get a valid lap here on my, well, I think 10th try here? Yes, we do. We get a 7:54, so we did knock a little more time off of the lap time, getting closer to the world record time. Now, I've been getting my time down. I'm at a 7:45.972. Right here, you see I cross under the bridge with a 654.5. So keep that in mind. My record time right now is a 7:45.972 with a 6:54 at the sector line there in the final sector. So heading down through this fast section here at the end of that long straight, final right-hander right here, heading towards the start-finish line. I finished this lap with a 7:45.780. So that is only 1 second off the world record time. So I knew I was at 6:54 at that final split mark. I need to be at a 6:53 or less to beat the world's fastest front-wheel drive time here on the Nordschleife. Now here we are in Sector 1. I'm following the fastest Ghost in GT7 right now, doing a pretty good job through Sector 1. Riding curbs like a madman, coming towards the first sector line. Hit it with a 48.6. Not too bad. I've been in a high 47, very high 47. I've been in a low 48, but 48.6, 48.5 is fine. Now as we head towards the fast straight on the back section of the Nordschleife, there is a portalet on the left-hand side. Don't ask me why I know where the portalet is. It's important. Then there's a sign, this sign on the left. Now, when I cross that sign, I like to cross it under a 406, and I was at a 405 there, so looking good there. Then as we cross under the bridge, I cross with a 6:53.2. That tells me I'm 1.3 seconds faster than the world record time right here. All I got to do is finish the last section of the course, coming down through the fast S's, cutting it close and I hit the barrier. All I had to do was make 3 more turns, and the record was mine. But I was not dissuaded. I was not set back. I went right at it again. I got right back on the horse. It bucks you off. You got to jump back in the saddle and grab those reins. You got to show it. Show that horse who's boss. And I was going to show this front-wheel drive Honda Civic that I was the world's fastest front-wheel drive driver on the Nordschleife. So there we are. Heading down through the second split. Times are looking good. Going towards our third split here. We've got a 157.5. That's a good time. I want to be below the 58 mark through there. Now heading down towards the fourth sector. Another good split at 252. Normally I'm at a 253, so I was feeling really good about this lap. Very close to the Ghost. Was keeping it in check all throughout the lap. Now this Ghost has an extremely fast lap time, and I was having it reset in each sector. So just keeping in touch with it the whole way. So this was telling me I was doing well through the very fast left-hander. Takes a lot of cojones to keep it planted as you go down through there. Car is sliding. Then you got to keep it pinned as you come through this right-hander. And that's exactly what Ole Greddy does. We keep it pinned through there. Now through this fast section here at the top of the mini-map at the Nordschleife. You got to let the car float. You can't be gripping the wheel too hard. You got to be on the throttle. You can't be on the brakes too hard through here. Really got to let the car just kind of find its speed through this top section as it's getting light, as it's going over these little peaks and these little hills. Now as we cross under the bridge there, we got a 6:53.2. That is on pace for a world record time. Just got to get down the long straight and then navigate the S's at the end of the track to set the world record time in a front-wheel drive car at the Nordschleife. Can I get past the barricade? Get past that. Got to get to the right-hand side, but I brake late. Go wide. Get in the grass. Ghost flies on by. Greddy's losing time. Sector goes red. Everything just fell apart yet again at the end of the track. End up crossing with a 7:45, but fear not, we will go again. And this time, I'm going to show you the real-life world record against Geauxgreddy at the Nordschleife in the 2022 Honda Civic Type R. And we are going to put it to the real-life professional driver right here. Sector 1, using all of the tarmac, using the curbs, getting over the left, both myself and the real-life driver. Again, real-life driver on the left, Geauxgreddy on the right. As we come through the very, very tight little section of S's here at the end of the first sector. Cars drifting out on you. As you can see, we go onto the curbs on the right-hand side. Got to get on the brakes right there where the tarmac changes colors. Abuse the curbing on the right. Abuse the curbing on the left. Let it drift out. Get into the grass on that right-hand side as we head towards that first sector line. It is nearly a dead heat. Now we're going to come up this little hill here. The car is extremely light. Got to get it all the way over to the right-hand side. The real-life driver and Greddy neck and neck coming towards the first long straight at the Nordschleife. Heading through this long straight, your first big breath on the track right here, but it doesn't last long as we enter this very fast left-hander. You got to get over to the curbing and keep it planted, then smash the brake pedal. Get it to the right-hand side. Ride that curbing on the right-hand side, keeping the distance short. Got to be tidy through there, but you got to get on the throttle really early. Let it drift out and eat the curbs on the left. Then we head through the second, what I call straight. There are some slight turns left and right, but for the most part, it is a straight. Then you got to be, again, very brave right here. Let off the throttle, crank it to the left, back on the throttle, smash the brake pedal, keep it down to the right-hand side, set up your left hand right here, go deep into the corner using that tarmac and that track to set up that left-right combo, and then on the gas, letting it drift out and using that curbing on the left-hand side. Now towards a difficult section of the track. You got to get over to the right here, and you got to stay very fast through this left-hander, letting the car, you feel it drifting out to the right, heading towards the grass. You're going to eat some curb and grass on the right-hand side, but then you got to get on the brakes and get right back to the left-hand side, then over to the right, and then back out towards the left. We're setting up this very fast right-hander. dive down into it. It's got some banking to help you out. Greddy and the real-life driver neck and neck. Greddy with a slight advantage going into this section of the course. Now through this sweeping section of right-handers here, and boy, I tell you what, it is tough. You got to just a slight touch of the brake. As you see, Greddy goes wide there, gets into the grass, onto the brakes as we're heading downhill to the left. Double left-hander here. Then we got to get back on the throttle, heading, and let the car go out left there. As I was in second gear, just pushing it. Now you keep hearing that beeping noise. That beeping noise is it telling you to shift gears as we are abusing the rev limiter on this 22 Civic Type R. Here the suspension compresses, then you turn it right, and then it's gonna release as you head up to this side. You got to be on the throttle and committed, because you can go too far left there and end up hitting that barricade as that suspension unloads on you as you go up that hill and crest the top of it. Another difficult right-hander here. You got to brake late, go deep in the corner, and then cut it back and backside this very fast right-hander so you can carry that speed down this super long back straight at the Nordschleife, and it is neck and neck. World record time in real life on the left. Geauxgreddy on the right, heading towards the portlet, but there's no time to stop and rest. Relieve yourself. You may not sign. We pass it. Look down. Time's looking good. We are on track to beat the real life guy on our left here, and we're heading up this hill, up this long straight. Just a slight lift here. Eat the curb on the left. Keep it planted. Keep the teeth gritting as we head now towards the extremely fast right-hander to the floor through the right-hander. Car drifts out, grabs some grass, but you can't be afraid. You got to look for your next turn, and it's a tight right-hander. You got to keep it really tight through here, heading towards the carousel. No time to breathe again, because now you've got to dive down into the carousel. Momentum and the angular velocity trying to throw you out of the carousels, pulling the rear end around, but you got to keep it on the carousel. You got to keep it down low and power out the corner early, allowing the momentum to pull you up over the top. Then into this fast double left-hander here. Hit a little curb on the left, go out wide right, and then come back in, eating more curbs, sling it back to the right, holding as much speed as you can. You're going to drift out wide and get up on the curbing on the left there. Then you're going to hold it tight. You got it planted through here to the left, getting ready for the fast right. Maybe a slight lift or full throttle into this right-hander, depending on how well you got the corner set up. You got to go left and then back right again, holding as much speed as you can into the grass, slinging it back to the right, and it's off camber, heading uphill. You have crest over the top of the hill. Now you got to get into this long sweeping left-hander. This is where I kept drifting out wide and hitting the barricade on the right. You got to let the car drift, but you can't be going too fast through there. Now we drift out to the left, and we're on the bricks on the left-hand side, sweeping it back towards the right. Again, neck and neck with the IRL driver on the left-hand side. The professional on the left, holding the same line as Greddy, coming uphill through the S's, and it's gonna be close as we now go into this very fast section. Slight jump here. We both jump the crest on the brakes, release, let the car float through the double right-hander here. Now sling it to the left, can't hit your brakes there. You're gonna have another fast left-hander carrying a ton of speed through this section. The car feels light and floaty, but you have to be dedicated. You have to cut curbs where necessary. You can't let off the throttle or you're gonna lose lap time. Into a very difficult right-hander up the hill. The car wants to slide off to the left, but you can't let it. On the brakes to the left side. Now letting it drift off to the right towards the mini carousel. Gonna slam on the brakes here. Dump it down into the mini carousel on the gas early. Let it pop out and drift towards the right-hand side. Two fast right-handers coming up here as we head towards the long backside straight. Carry the speed. Let the car pull you out towards the left. Ease off the throttle. Get it back down to the right-hand side. Back on the throttle as we head towards the final straight on the Nordschleife. Heading towards that bridge. What is the time? It is a 6:53.8. That is good enough to set a world record time at the Nordschleife. Looking on the left, looking on the right. It is neck and neck, heading towards the S's at the end of the long straight at the Nordschleife. Will it be Greddy, or will it be the professional Honda driver to take victory here in Germany at the Nürburgring as we crest over the final hill, heading down towards the braking zone. We're going to get over to the left, sling it back to the right, going to let go of the throttle, hit the brakes right here before the barricade, sling it back to the right. It is neck and neck. We're going to get to the left-hand side. Is it going to be Greddy, or is it going to be the real-life driver? It is Greddy for the record at the Nordschleife in a front-wheel drive Honda Civic Type R. And there it is, the official 744.435 set by yours truly. The old man in a sim rig beat the real-life Honda race car driver at the Nürburgring. 22 kilometers, managed to pull it off. I will get a certificate in my email commemorating the moment. So can't wait for that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the action. If you did, hit the like and or subscribe. Come back and check out some more. I'm going to end the video with my replay from my onboard view so that if you're trying to set this lap time, maybe you can watch my video, pick up a few pointers, maybe not, don't know, but that is what I'm going to leave you with. Again, please hit the like and or subscribe. Come back and check out some more of the action. For myself, Geauxgreddy, y'all have a great evening.